Hello, everyone. Welcome to the South Asian Health Show. I'm your co-host, Rina Gill, and I'm joined today by my co-host, Dustin Sidhu, and as well, our special guest today, Dr. Varun Gandhi. Dr. Varun Gandhi is a life orchestrator, soulpreneur, inventor, philanthropist, and a water doctor. Today, our topic is going to be the pros and cons of cleansing. So before we talk to Dr. Varun Gandhi, I would like to, Dustin and I, for us to talk about the pros and cons of cleansing and give our viewpoints on it. Dustin?
Yes, absolutely. I mean, at first, let's define what detoxing and cleansing means. I mean, it's either a restricted diet where you eat raw things or you do only juice drinks. Intermittent fasting is also a form of restricted dieting. I personally don't have good feelings towards detoxes or cleanses, but of course, we'll sit here and we'll discuss our personal experiences.
And so for me, because over the years, I've struggled with seasonal allergies, migraines, eczema, food sensitivities. For me, every so often, I would say every 6 months, I do a cleanse. And I've tried the Master Cleanse, I've tried Isogenics Cleanse, and then recently, I tried the Miracle Food Cleanse, which is what Dr. Varun Gandhi and his co-founder, Reverend Rance Dunbar, created. And so I've had good experiences over the years. I do think cleansing is a great kind of reboot to your system. I feel like it does flush the toxins and out of your body. And I do also feel like it strengthens your immune system. I feel like I have more energy. And just overall, my feedback on cleanses has been great, and I do recommend it to everyone. Now, one thing I do have to say is whenever I have had experiences with cleansing, right in the beginning, I don't feel well, but obviously to me, that means it's working. But in the long run, after a few days, I start feeling myself again. And then once I'm done the cleanse, I feel amazing. So that's my experience. And so now we're going to bring Dr. Varun Gandhi into the conversation.
Thank you, Rina. Thank you, Dustin, for having me. Love and abundance, everyone. Before I say anything, I actually want everyone to pick up their water bottles really quickly. And let's take a sip of water right here, right now. Cheers, everyone.
Cheers.
Thank you. I like to do that because I want to raise awareness that we're not drinking enough water and we need more water. So just us taking a sip of water right now will keep us hydrated for the next 15, 20, 30 minutes. And because we took a sip of water right now, in 20, 30 minutes, we'll take another sip and you'll just want to naturally take that sip, So now you're starting to rehydrate yourself. So back to the question of cleanses. Rina, when you took the Miracle Food Cleanse, you also mentioned the clearing up of your skin, right? Like you had acne issues and then that kind of went away?
Varun, it was actually eczema.
Eczema.
Yeah, so dry skin. And I did notice that when I was doing the cleanse, obviously I was eating well, lots of fruits and veggies. So I instantaneously saw a change in my skin for the better.
Yeah, for sure. That's what I've noticed as well with myself. When I first started eating clean, I instantly noticed a change in energy levels. So this is like, I dropped Taco Bell, all of that fast foods, kind of let it go and not eating it again. And switch to, I'm not going to say 100% raw diet because I'm not there yet. Potentially want to get there at some point, but I'm slowly making my way there. And occasionally I'll eat a bread or some roti or naan, things like that. But even in those substances, in bread and roti, naan, wheat, there are toxins in there. It's not completely clean, especially in America, right? This food right here is not very clean unless you go organic, and then you have to spend, put in the dollars for that. But otherwise, you're eating some crappy stuff in the food system naturally. And for that, we recommend taking cleanses, kind of detoxing your body, flushing out that stuff over a period of time. That way, you can maintain that clean system. So what this miracle food does, it allows you to maintain that clean system, especially because you're taking it as a supplement. not only as a cleanse, so it has vitamins, minerals, things like that. So you can even lower the dose and take a little bit of it every day.
Like, don't get me wrong, I do agree. Restrictive diets, watching what you eat, being healthy, they do have positive effects. But I mean, in terms of body mechanisms, it's the liver and the kidney and the GI tract that are actually releasing the toxins out of your body and excreting it through waste. So I just don't believe that, obviously, if you're doing a restrictive diet, you're going to be eating healthy. You're going to be restricting the amount of salt or sugar that you're taking in. But I personally believe that it's not really what you're putting into your body, but giving your body the opportunity to release those toxins in ways.
A lot of the times I completely agree with that, giving that opportunity, right? But a lot of the times we don't do that because we're eating breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Like we don't give ourselves that break to let go of stuff, because I feel like we're eating and eating and eating, and then and it's not really that we're hungry. It's because the mind is bored and it moves to food. And then we're like, oh, what's for lunch? And we'll start thinking about lunch. And then automatically at 12 o'clock, we'll get hungry because it's lunchtime.
That's right.
I say this to everyone, actually, that for me personally, after I did the Miracle Food Cleanse, because I had to incorporate so many fruits and vegetables into my daily diet, I have never eaten so many fruits and vegetables in my life. And when I did stop the cleanse, I've actually continued. So this is like a new habit now. And I have the Miracle Food Cleanse to thank for that, because and as well, the guide that comes with it, Varun, the meal plan. I was looking at the recipes. I never in my life tried zucchini noodles, or AKA zoodles, ever before. And so I try that as well. Amazing. And so I would say with the cleanses that I do, I learn more about myself. I learn more about how to incorporate, when I'm off the cleanse, how to still incorporate some aspects of it into my day-to-day life.
Yeah, I really like that point, because you said you kind of you took what you got from that cleanse and you kept it with you. One thing I like to do is every time I eat something, even if it's something new that I'm trying out for the first time, I will try it, and then I'll pay attention to my body. I'll pay attention to my whole system to see how does it feel while I'm eating it. How does it feel an hour after, 2 hours after, the next morning? Kind of like pay attention, and how long does it take for my system to process this? Because fruits, vegetables, they take the shortest amount of time. So you eat it, and within 3-4 hours it's out of your system. But wheat takes about 8 hours. All the processed foods takes even longer. Meats take even longer. The longer it stays in your system, the worse it is for your body. It's because it has more chances of creating those toxins. So I constantly pay attention to that. And what I've realized is that all of those fake meats, for example, like even though I'm vegan, like I have a shirt that says, "Leave my tits alone." But even though I'm vegan, French fries is vegan, for example, or those vegan meats, I'll try those, but I'll get stomach aches. I'll look at my system. It takes a longer time to kind of get out of my system. Sometimes it doesn't even come out, because it can't be processed by the body. And so then I have to stop eating those things. And that's how I kind of monitor myself to figure out what's good for me and what's not.
Yeah, I found a lot of those vegan foods are really high in sodium. So you might not be eating meat, but you're eating pounds or heaps and heaps of salt. Yeah. So I think the ultimate takeaway is moderation. Even I was reading that broccoli and tomatoes contain cyanide. So if you ate too many broccoli and tomatoes, you could poison yourself as well. So ultimately, with any type of diet, it comes down to being selective on what you're putting in your body.
Yeah, it's being selective and kind of understanding that everything that you put in your body eventually becomes you, right? So you want to put in like high quality stuff in your body, right? And I mean, there's scientific studies done on this where they've analyzed different kinds of foods to understand the energy that the food contains. And they found like the natural foods, whole foods, contain more energy than processed foods, and for example, so this is like there's a Kirlian photography where you can actually see the energy that's around objects and around people and around food, and using that they were able to detect all of this data that they came up with. So I mean, yeah, the science is out there that they're talking about how natural foods is much better for the body.
Yeah, wow, that's a cool test.
One thing that we should definitely put out there to all our viewers is that if you are interested in trying a cleanse, definitely consult with your family physician. Get all the information you need that pertains to your medical records. I'm not telling everyone go out there and do a cleanse because I don't know your medical history. So as of your, please do consult your family physician. And on that note, with regards to the South Asian community, we are predisposed to certain medical conditions. So Varun, who do you recommend should try the cleanse based on medical conditions, and who should maybe take a little bit more precaution before doing something like this?
Rina, I completely agree that they should definitely check in with their physician, make sure that this is appropriate for yourself, especially if you have some kind of predisposed condition. But what the cleanse does for you is it flushes out your system because you have some sort of advanced, let's say if it's an advanced disease, then we would recommend completely changing your diet, not eating the same stuff that you put in your system before, going raw 100% based on those 30 recipes, breakfast, lunch, and dinner that are in the Eden's Garden. Utilizing that as a monthly kind of plan, along with incorporating some kind of a cleanse that can flush out your system. The first cleanse that I tried was a Dr. Sabi cleanse. I don't know if you guys have heard of him, but he was a doctor out of Honduras, and he created all of these cleanse that comes in the form of pills and powders that are all natural, all organic, and it literally caused me to remove a lot of inflammation, like 10 pounds, 15 pounds of inflammation from my system. I felt it in my fingers. My fingers felt fat. And then all of a sudden, once I did that cleanse, 30 days later, I felt skinny again because of that inflammation kind of just being sucked out of you. Like, I don't know if this is TMI, but every morning when I do the cleanse, I would be in the bathroom from 8 a.m. to 12 till noon, like 4 hours. I'd have to be near the bathroom because I was constantly going.
Oh, I was going to say 4 hours straight.
No. It'd be like in and out. It'd be like quick visits, but I had to be right next to the bathroom. Yeah, just sit there. Have a little TV
your
screen.
office. You know what, though? I have heard about Dr. Sabi, and I remember seeing, I don't know if you can elaborate on this, Varun, but like the list of foods that you're not supposed to eat was kind of ridiculous.
Yeah, he does have a long list of things that you.
It's like what was left? I don't know what was left that you can eat. So on Dr. Sabi's his whole vision, is it controversial?
It was mixed. Yeah, it was mixed. I think he was killed. So he had a mixed legacy because the doctors didn't really like him. The medical establishment didn't really like him because he was curing disease and he had live cases. So they took him to court. I don't know which establishment took him to court, and he brought in live testimonials of people that have overcome certain diseses, and they were there to testify.
There was hundreds of them that showed up. It wasn't like one or two. There was a couple hundred. Yeah,
exactly. So he was able to prove that he can cure all of these diseases, but the establishment didn't really like him because it was medical money away from them. So they send him to the other side.
He would mostly talk about alkalinizing the body and reducing inflammation. Kind of the same thing a lot of these diets and fads are trying to mimic as well. So he did help in getting the word out about these specific diets.
Yeah, and he was doing this in the 70s.
Yeah.
Like a while ago. Yeah. So he was one of the originals in America that was kind of preaching this, eating clean, raw. So, all of his stuff is basically would be a raw diet. Like you're just focused on fruits and vegetables and nuts and, certain, even not all nuts, certain nuts. But I wouldn't go that far. I would stick to, as long as it's natural, organic. He would stay away from hybrid. Now they come with hybrid fruits, like a mix of an orange with a pear or something, and they'll put it together. So he would stay away from it. But as long as it can be grown in life, in nature, then I think it's safe to eat.
What was Dr. Sabi's background? Where was he from originally?
Honduras, I believe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. And so would you say that people of that descent were more so the followers of his diet, or did it break through mainstream? I'm not quite sure.
I think it did come through. I don't know if it was mainstream because media wasn't picking up on his story, but it did come over in America as well. And there are a lot of, I would say, the African American population that really kind of follow him and stick with his teachings.
Also
Now
through the
you're-
awareness of like the internet and YouTube. That's kind of how I found out about him. I don't know, maybe 10 or 15 years ago. So there's a lot of literature and stuff about him on the internet.
Now, Varun, your co-founder, Reverend Rance Dunbar, he's of African-American descent.
Yes, he is. So this is something really cool that we've done with our company. It's two minorities that usually you don't see working with each other because, in our Indian community, we look down upon, African American people. So I wanted to kind of set an example like, hey, we trust each other. We can work with each other. Let's do business together. And so him and I put this spiritual, like the soulpreneurship together. We created many different products and services. And so when I say inventor, it's like, some of those products and services were invented by me and him together. And so, yeah, it's been a fascinating journey. He's a great teacher. He was the one who came up with the full chakra activation meditation. We have put together many events in the LA area, which had about 100, 200 people come to it. We'd all meditate together and, had a great time over there. So yeah, it's been a fascinating journey. I can't wait to see what else we have in store for us.
And as far as the Miracle Food Cleanse is concerned, how long has it been in the market?
It's been in the market for about a year now. Yeah.
And it includes the oil and the tea. Those are the two main aspects, correct?
Yeah, so it includes, so it's right up here on my shoulder. You can see the bottle right in the back, and there are two bottles right here. The pink bag is the Miracle Tea. And then it also includes these two books. One is called the Affirmation Bible. So that's a positive guide, a mental guide. It contains 400 affirmations, and we've kind of made a game out of it. So you get a roll of a dice and you kind of get to pick a page number, and then you roll another dice and you get to pick a chapter or a specific affirmation on that page. And that's your affirmation for the day. So it's like like a divine message, like the universe giving you a message for today. And then along with that, it was the Eden's Garden, which is a 30-day recipe book, which contains breakfast, lunch, and dinners, all raw, all organic, like a natural food-based cleanse.
Now, as far as COVID is concerned, Varun, I'm not sure how it is in the US because you're based in Cali, but up here in Canada, currently our gyms are closed. Dustin?
Not happy.
No comment. I'm just so that was so upsetting to me.
So what do you do instead of if you don't go to the gym, then how do you get your workout in?
Well, unfortunately, it's like -20 outside. So right now I'm just kind of hibernating.
Yeah.
I'll wait till the weather warms up a bit, and lockdown's over in a few weeks. Stay positive, hope for the best at this point. I'm more focused on my diet than actually, took a break from the gym for a bit.
Yeah. No, that's 80% of it anyways.
Yes, yeah.
And that's exactly what I was leading up to, is the fact that since people in Canada don't have the access to gym facilities at the moment, and maybe it is too cold outside to go work out, why not take this opportunity to try out a cleanse? As I mentioned earlier, I tried the Master Cleanse. For those of you who know, it's been around forever. Varun, I'm going to get your opinion on that in just a moment. But it's basically lemon water, cayenne pepper, and maple syrup. And it's quite brutal, actually. I haven't followed it to a T, the way that I think it's usually around 10 to 14 days. I'll be honest with everyone out there, I've only been able to do 5. I thought I was going to die during the process. But once again, as soon as I was done, I felt great. Whatever little bit I was able to do during those few days, I did see results. So Varun, what are your thoughts about the Master Cleanse? I'm so curious to know.
I haven't personally tried the cleanse myself. I didn't get a chance to do that one, but what I would say is, from the sounds of it, it looks like it contains all of the ingredients you need for a good cleanse for your body. I just don't know about that cayenne pepper. It's like spicy. Yeah, was that your experience too, Rina? Like that's the spice level?
Okay, so I have to admit, I'm one of those weird people that absolutely love spices.
Yeah.
Like I love spicy food, and a lot of people around me can't handle it. So I kind of look at them, a little bit sideways because I need spice in my food. So for me, it was like I added a lot of cayenne pepper in there. I would say the hardest part for me was the fact that if you're going to follow the master cleanse to a T, you're not supposed to have any food like whatsoever. And that's the part that I find really hard. Like I have not tried any juice cleanses, but for the master cleanse to just be drinking the water constantly, and then the herbal tea as a laxative, very hard. That's why for me personally, I like the Miracle Food Cleanse because I can incorporate some fruits and veggies in there as well. So I would say that the maple syrup, for example, in the master cleanse, it makes it a little bit more easier to drink constantly throughout the day. But it is quite a I would say torture. To tell you the truth, I'm just being honest. I would say it's like torture, but I did see great results. Now, one thing I did want to ask you, Varun, when it comes to doing a cleanse, I personally, the first time I've done the cleanse, whether it be master cleanse or the isogenics, great results. I felt awesome afterwards. But then when I tried it again, I didn't see the same results. So I was just curious what your thoughts are on that. Is it that the first time you're doing it, it's like a shock to your system? That's why you see great results?
Yeah, I think it's that the first time you'll see the most cleansing effect from your body the first time around, unless it's really, really clogged up, and then it'll take multiple rounds to cleanse. But if you have a fairly healthy system, then that first cleanse will get most of it out of your body, and so the benefit won't be as much the second time around.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, I think everyone just needs to kind of figure out what they're able to do and make a commitment to it. And I don't think that if you have bad results the first time, right? I don't think you should write it off altogether. I think there's so many different cleanses out there that you just need to do your research, consult with your family doctor, and then get started. And for people like Dustin, it's a no-go. I don't think Dustin will ever try a cleanse in his life.
Well,
it seems like
I actually do intermittent fasting, so it is a form of cleansing, but I'm just not adding anything to my body. I'm letting my body do what it does, run its natural course. And, I'm relying on my liver and my kidneys and my GI to do their job. Ultimately, I think just as long as you're eating healthy, you're getting some exercise and you're getting outside and you're getting some fresh air. Ideally, that's a good start.
Dustin, you're already eating healthy. You're already like in such a good place with your diet that I feel like even doing a cleanse won't make much of a difference because there's not much to clean out, right? To be honest. So for you, I completely agree. But then there are people that don't take care of their diet, right? They need that cleanse. Their body is filled with so much inflammation that they don't know how to process it. So it's just constantly storing and storing and storing. And when they have that cleanse, it'll just like flush it out of their body.
Yep. It's like years of change. It's a shock to the system for them. So don't get me wrong. It's not for me. That's all.
Right.
Because, again,
I completely agree.
To maintain my health for many years. And it's a lifelong journey. It's not something you do for 1 month or 6 months. Every year I'm trying something new. And eventually I was just like, maybe I'll give my body that opportunity to do what it's supposed to. So
yeah, no, I think that everybody has their own rhythm, and they follow a particular flow, and you just go along with that and eat the foods that feel good to you, that are healthy for you. And everybody's body is different, so foods that work for you may not work for me, Rina or Dustin, right? So in that way, it's like figure out what works for you, the diet that's best for you, and what makes you feel the best, right? Like that, at the end of the day, that's what you really care about, is how does this food make you feel?
Yes.
Exactly.
Not just in the moment, but like over long term as well.
So Varun, if our viewers are interested in trying the Miracle Food Cleanse, where do they go?
They can check out my website, drvarungandhi.com. I'll spell that out. That's DRVARUN for Nancy, GANDHI.com.
And we'll put it in the comments below. So don't worry if you didn't get that.
Yeah, definitely.
Awesome. And if there is anybody out there, any of our viewers who have tried other cleanses aside from the ones that we mentioned today, please do drop us an email or drop a comment below. I would love to know. Dustin doesn't care. I would love to know about all the other cleanses out there as well. I'm just curious, out of curiosity. You can email us at southasianhealthshow@gmail.com. Varun, we are definitely going to have you on this show again in the next few months, and we'll bring your co-founder on board as well, and we'll have some more interesting conversation.
Yeah, that'd be great. I would love to bring him on as well, and y'all can pick his brain about the cleanses and diets, and maybe we can evolve the topic into spirituality overall.
Yes, definitely. Thank you so much for your time and joining us today.
Thank you, Dustin. Thank you, Rina.
All right, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us for another episode of the South Asian Health Show. Hope you enjoyed it. Please do stay tuned for our next episode. Thank you. Thanks, Varun.
Thank you. Love and abundance, everyone.